Now, it's not Thanksgiving music, but but Thanksgiving's now over, so I feel like this music it's getting closer to being appropriate.
Well, it's not over.
Well, I mean, it's leftover day.
Yeah.
It's not over in my belly.
Happy Thanksgiving from here in Studio 51 to wherever you are. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us. We hope you and your family and friends or alone. We hope you were safe and healthy, and we hope everybody was at least happy or found some bit of happiness yesterday. We know this pandemic is it's never ending, and it has fatigued quite a few people, but hang in there. Stay positive. Stay healthy. That's the most important. I hate it when people are like, stay safe. Just stay healthy. So always stay safe. I mean, when does anyone ever tell you to go out and take some extra chances? No, I mean, just stay healthy. Happy Thanksgiving here in Studio 51. We have the one and only, the incomparable Richard Sarvate to my right.
Hello. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes, Richard Sarvate.
Stay positive. Stay COVID negative.
That seems to be what you say. Stay positive, COVID negative. Yes, right? That is
of the best possible things.
Yes, and we have Dr. Abby. Thank you for joining us after Thanksgiving, Dr. Abby.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
We know we all have other things we could do. So thank you, wherever you are, whoever you are, for giving us your time. We do appreciate it. This Thanksgiving was definitely different for most of us. They still say a lot of people traveled yesterday, and I knew people that have been traveling this last week, and they wanted to see me, and I thought out of responsibility, it was best to not see people, to stay away. I'm sure some people are hating me for this or unhappy, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know what would happen to me if I got exposed again, and I just don't want to chance it, and I don't want to get other people sick, and I hope people out there feel the same. I don't know when it's going to end. My guess next year by July we start to get back to some regularity. I hope.
I don't think things are ever going to go back to the way they were. You think there's going to be 100 people packed into the lab at the Improv? I mean, there was never.
Well, nothing is ever going to go back to the way it was. This show's not. I'm just not going to end this show. That's the time of Brian Moreno staying quiet is over. I can tell you that for fucking sure. Might say that too much, but
you talk a lot about not being quiet anymore.
Well, no, because I was quiet, I think, for a long time, and I not only bit my tongue, I chose to stay on the sidelines for whatever reasons, but that's over. And this is our news show. The news, the way we, or at least I think it should be delivered, with a little bit of levity, with a lot of care. And yes, this news is curated, and some of it you will find on your local broadcast, but most of it you won't. I have actually searched some of these stories out to give you the best possible, view of the way the world is right now. And, I think a lot of the news doesn't tell you how the world really is right now. It tells you how they want you to think it is right now. And that's very different.
Yeah,
that's a very, very different thing.
This is unfiltered. Raw.
Well, no, I mean, it's definitely filtered. Everything is fucking filtered. Everything. But this is, at least I think, my filters have a lot of different colors. Like they capture a lot of different colors of the rainbow. So that's what we intend to deliver here. That's why we have our professional news person, Abby, Dr. Abby in studio.
Thank you.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving, Doctor?
I had the best Thanksgiving.
Excellent. We like to hear that. Now, Doctor, please, what do you got for us first today?
Okay, from the top, we have a Thanksgiving story. A deep frying turkey mishap has been implicated in a fire that destroyed 3 homes in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So a neighbor heard an explosion and saw flames coming out and filmed it and quickly called 911, and 27 people in 3 homes were displaced, which leads me to think that why were there so many people gathered in
It is
these
on the
3
screen
homes?
right now, Richard Sarvate. So
My
you can
goodness.
see this was the was not the this here. We're gonna stop, go back.
Can I just say that turkey is definitely over 165 degrees?
Yeah, this is some of the devastation. Look at this. Look at this.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, like this is real. This is courtesy of Sandro Semendo. WBZ number 4 CBS. That's amazing footage.
Yeah, very American to just film a Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, now
Going up in
doctor.
flames.
Yes.
Doctor, do we have any details about the fire or
Well, like I was saying, it displaced 27 people from 3 homes, which I feel like some people were mingling when they shouldn't have been, number one.
wow?
So God was just God
Yeah,
smacking the...
yeah. That's
Wow.
not social distancing. Only one person, I think, is in the hospital, so I guess they got out pretty quickly. And it's only the deep frying turkey incident is implicated. It has not been proven. But the suggestion is that the propane tank exploded.
The propane exploded. The turkey didn't actually explode.
It was the propane tank.
Oh, well, see, this is where I thought they put in a frozen turkey into that hot fucking lava peanut oil.
Would that cause an explosion?
It could. Did ever throw a piece of ice into like it blow like
No.
And that oil's so hot. The oil's 500 and I think you have to get it up to 530 or something. It's high. It's
God
very high.
damn.
What you boil or deep fry a turkey.
I've
at.
never deep fried anything. Unfortunately.
I've only ever deep fried. Well, I didn't. I've only ever seen one turkey deep fried, and I was terrified.
Why are you deep frying a Thanksgiving turkey? That's
It is a very delicious because it seals in
so
the juices.
The thing with turkey is it's very easy to make it dry and keep
Right.
making it moist in a way that doesn't take deep frying time, takes a while. So I think the deep fry is a quick moist maker.
Got it. Okay, I thought this was just like some fat person just being like, I love some deep fried turkey.
Now,
Well, it could be.
well,
Not mutually exclusive.
well, no. Deep frying turkey is not only a fantastic way to cook, it is also a fantastic way to blow your fucking house up.
Sure.
That's 2. That's 2 F words today. I apologize, Mom.
Well, now that turkey is deep fried and smoked, so...
Well, no, deep frying a turkey is delicious, but it's also, there's a cost that comes to it. And if you are having people over, like, look, we're going to turn to this one more time. Look at this on the screen. This
You should
is
probably know what you're doing.
Yeah, like
You're
you
gonna
gotta
do
be
that.
paying attention. They blew up a whole house, and the thing is that they say maybe the propane tank wasn't all tightened up, but
They did not follow cooking.
no, I want to hear what this person. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get some audio. Let me see if I can see what this.
It's leaning towards a cooking mistake.
You can't underestimate the danger of cooking. People are amateurs. Some people are, like myself included in that. You go out there, you try and cook today.
Definitely
things
an
don't always
amateur
go
cook.
well.
The Red Cross says they're helping 17.
Wow. So that guy's definitely an amateur cook. We established that just by
Oh yeah, he
just
can't
with
even,
our eyeballs.
he can't even bake a potato.
Okay, now Sarvate, are you at any time in your life likely to deep fry turkey?
I think it's very un-American. I don't think the Pilgrims
No,
were
it's
deep
more
frying
American
their
than
turkey.
Frying. No, frying's extremely American.
I don't think we should take the Pilgrims as our role models, just based on history and the real story of Thanksgiving.
I
Just saying.
celebrate Thanksgiving pre-2000, before slaughtering of Native Americans was widely known.
Oh, before we cared about the real
Before we cared about the slaughter. Yeah.
Well, see, I didn't start caring about that particular issue till the Washington football team changed their name, because I didn't realize that I mean, I understand, like, talking about anyone's skin in accordance to labeling them is never a good thing. But
we've learned that, yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, the whole idea of Thanksgiving is pretty terrible. Like, we have just, it's the meal before we displaced.
Well, I mean, if you,
like, it's literally the meal before we evicted you.
Well, I think it's even worse than that because they were already enslaving Native Americans before the sort of Thanksgiving meal. And if you actually read the real history, it's truly horrifying because the actual meal it was based on was only the Pilgrims, and the Native Americans just showed up and invited themselves. And then it went down. It went down in history as like, oh, we're breaking bread together. But there was already a lot of tension and animosity between the two, even though they had started to have some dealings. I had actually read pretty in depth about this recently.
Wow, just for the show.
This sounds like an alt-right article. Actually, the Native Americans crashed the Pilgrims' Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that that in any way the Native Americans would like their representation by white people.
Sure.
Because my family had no part of it. So I say Abby's family was much more responsible than I.
Well, that is incorrect.
Or Richard.
I'm very invested in Thanksgiving. I mean, literally people, Native Americans are called Indians. I mean, after Columbus's mishap,
so you're mad about that?
I am mad about that.
as a real Indian.
I still hold a grudge, yeah. People are like, oh, Indian, dot or feather. It's like, dude, there's only one Indian, okay?
That is hilarious.
You've never heard that?
Well, maybe I just don't care. I don't see color. Maybe that's the problem.
Right. Do you see dots and feathers?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you need to get your eyes checked if you can't see any of those.
I don't see color. Like, I am, the perfect human.
You just see them in black and white, like Hazel.
Yeah, I'm totally politically correct in every way. Doctor, what do you got next?
I don't even know where to start with all of those claims. I would need my own show. So moving on, 7 people are dead after drinking hand sanitizer at a party in Russia. And also, very interesting of note, there were only 9 people who drank it, and 7 of them are dead because it was mostly methanol, which will kill you.
Okay, this is up on look. So they weren't even drinking hand sanitizer.
It was hand sanitizer.
Methanol is gasoline. Well,
okay, hand sanitizer can be, a lot of homemade hand sanitizer ends up being methanol, not ethanol.
Oh.
And so that's why in the States and many other countries, they say, like, be careful what hand sanitizer you buy, because although Purell is ethanol, a lot of these other people are just distilling things in a bathtub, and it ends up being methanol, which is very toxic. Methanol itself is not toxic, it's what you metabolize it to, which is toxic, which could cause you to go blind and or die.
Holy shit.
If you had asked me, hey, which ethnicity do you think died by drinking 7 cups of hand sanitizer, I would immediately say a Russian person. I mean, why are they always testing their strength in public settings,
I think they weren't testing anything. I think they just are booze hounds. And this is alcohol.
This fucks you up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they ran out of alcohol. That's why they drank it. It wasn't like, oh, let's try this.
And all these links, these are real stories. All these links will be up in the body of this show. I get asked. People all the time are like, is that real? And I'm like, did you not see this? Click the link. These are real stories that are really happening. There are 7 less Russians right now because they drank. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, so do you think they did shots? Did they do how?
I think they had to drink a lot of it.
Yeah. How?
The other 2 are still in a coma. So they
all
might,
9
time is not on their side.
So all 9 went
became
down.
ill. Yeah. Well, yeah, because if this thing was 70% methanol, and
I wonder if you could drive your car on that.
No, because it makes you just as messed up as alcohol. It has the same sedating effects.
Really? But you just need a little? Like if
mean,
I wanted...
I'm not recommending anyone drink methanol. It's a bad idea.
In any way. In
any way, shape, or form.
It's actually most potent if you take it up the ass.
Well, that bypasses some of the metabolism.
If just doing a shot of methanol straight is not enough for you.
I still would not advise putting any alcohol up your butt.
like I just wonder how they ingested it. Like
I think they drank it.
Yeah, but like in cups and
you want to know like they make cocktails?
Yeah, like are you putting a little lime with your hand sanitizer? You know, like I know Russians are trying to prove their strength and Russians they just drink it straight.
Yeah,
but come on, like ice, are you at least chilling it?
This sounded like an interesting party when you look at their ages. It was a 27-year-old, 28, 32, 59, 69, and only one woman, age 41.
Oh, I feel bad for her.
She probably drank the most, and the dudes were trying to keep up. that was.
Oh, they were all just like competing for her love. They're like,
this was Russian Bachelorette.
One shot of vodka, not a big deal.
Wow,
I do methanol.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed Russians. If I would have say, I would have guessed this would have been
like a frat party in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, not in Atlanta. I would say more in
somewhere rural.
Yeah, smaller Christian college.
Yeah,
not to discriminate against Christians. It could be
just
a religious school.
Isolated.
Lutheran, isolated Lutheran.
Yeah. Catholic. They could be Catholic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if
Mormon.
they were Russian Jews or Russian Catholics, but either way, I think their family should pray.
Did it clean their insides at all? At least.
Yeah, like so would that work on your hands? What if they just decided to rub it on their hands? Would that have
it would still work, but it's not advised.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's called hand sanitizer.
Apparently not. All right, so Richard, I have some really terrible cucumber lavender hand sanitizer in there that I bet if you did a shot of it'd put you down. I don't know if it puts you in the hospital.
Cucumber and lavender are actually two delicious flavors. If you made an ice cream,
nice.
I don't like cucumber. Nothing really. Nothing in the pickle family.
Cucumber is refreshing. Lavender is aromatic. I mean, this is a dope.
See, this is why this is a great news show. My God, like this is exactly if I didn't watch as much news as I did and hate every second of it, because I watch, I'm an information hound. And most of the news, like they don't deliver it right. This is great. This is
filtered through many filters.
It's hard hitting and entertaining. Hello, Hazel the dog. What you got, Dr. Abby?
I just want to point out that pickles are made from cucumbers, not the other way around.
Well, sure, they're still in the same family, right?
I don't know that the pickle family.
Are you disputing the family tree?
Pickle agentica, I believe.
Well, I would argue that a cucumber is not technically in the pickle family because it's not yet pickled, right? Like things that are already pickled would be in the pickle family, like things like kimchi.
Okay, look, one of these days we're all gonna be pickled.
That's correct.
So
I feel like I'm pickling already from my methanol shot. Okay, so In-N-Out has opened 2 locations in Colorado, and there were 14-hour lines at the drive-thru, and people were joking, you might as well drive to California to get it because it'd be faster. And there were fights that broke out in the line.
This is unbelievable. 14 hours. Look, yes, I'm pulling it up. It's on the screen right now. This is incredible. Oh, we just lost it. Yes, once this ad, yes, I should have done a better job. Look, here it is. This is the In-N-Out. Look at these people in line. This is like the fight last week. These are like the guys in New York fighting on the parking spot. Oh, we're becoming world star hip hop. I love this. Look at this. This is fantastic.
His pants came down.
Look at his pants.
I love these vertical videos.
Well, that's how you know it's real these days.
Yeah.
You know? No one's doing high-class editing on those. That's good. That's good stuff right there. That's powerful. Okay, so you get real... Okay, there's so many places to go here with this one. First of all, you get the real news here. Okay? News fucking flash, in and out, in more 14 hours. This is breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news in the newsroom. Like, I gotta...
It just shows you it just shows you how boring Colorado is that all these people are gonna wait for In-N-Out.
Well, the thing is, okay, I get it. Pandemic got you cooped up, got you hungry. I mean, these mothers, fathers.
It's very sweet that you're trying.
Mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters.
All sorts of family.
These people are hungry, and they're horny, and they're...
What does horny have to do with it?
Yeah,
well, because they can't get out and mingle. and they're trying to get out and, like, be cool. And there's the testosterone.
Yeah.
Like, if these dudes had recently gotten laid, no way you're getting out of your car fighting for In-N-Out.
It's
You're
true.
like, I'm good. I'll chill.
Yeah, dude, if I've just had sex, I will let someone punch me in the face.
Weed is legal in Colorado.
Well, maybe that's why they're so hungry.
Well, for In-N-Out, it's just more... It's more that it's a new thing. Okay, do you even like In-N-Out, Richard Sarvate?
I love In-N-Out. I
What
love,
did you-
love it. I love animal-style fries, animal-style burger, that sauce,
I think In-N-Out is way overrated.
grilled onions. What's your favorite burger?
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack is good. I mean,
But I'm a New Yorker, so.
Shake Shack is your favorite burger.
Of fast food, yeah.
I've gotten ill the last couple of times. Now, this is like, because LA is a burger town. I don't know. New York tries to claim it's everything. New York's a burger, or LA's a burger town. Well, it used to be before these restaurants got shut the fuck down 3 times. Shut the F
Yeah,
down.
I would agree that LA is definitely more of a burger town than New York. New York's a fine dining town. More than LA.
I just love the Bible verses on the bottom of the fries.
Yeah, and I
In-N-Out.
hate the religious aspect of In-N-Out.
I didn't even know that was there.
Oh, they're super
yeah.
right wing also, which I don't like.
like,
I think they contribute to Republican everything.
well, that's fine. Like,
But, I mean, that's their right. I don't have to like it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I mean, you've contributed to plenty places that are right wing. Like you, that's not
Sure.
I would rather have a burger made by someone who believes in God than someone who is just trying to make a quick buck.
Fair enough. I bet Jesus made a good burger.
Those things are not mutually exclusive.
But I bet Jesus
Again.
made a good burger.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Jesus knew what a burger was.
Well, they probably had a different word for
He
it.
probably had like kebabs.
Yeah, I bet Jesus made a hell of a kebab.
Yeah, like a shawarma.
Oh my
That
God.
would've been
In the Bible, he's literally doing miracles where he's creating food. I mean,
probably delicious shawarma.
That's a great name for a restaurant. Delicious shawarma.
I'm sure there's like 40 restaurants with that
You
name.
heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
If you're
Well, that's
starting
a
a
good-
new kebab place,
Yeah.
So, okay, so what restaurant would you wait 14 hours for, Richard Sarvate?
no, I don't wait in lines ever.
Okay,
I have a
under
strict
what
policy.
circumstance
If it was
would you wait 14 hours for...
If the year was 1937 and I was in communist Russia,
And you needed bread.
I would get up early in the morning and do what I had to do.
That's very similar to what I was imagining. That's I totally... Now, Dr. Abby, have you ever waited 14 hours for any... What's the longest you've ever waited for anything, I guess?
I
Let's start
also
there.
don't like lines. Probably like an hour.
Now, how much would you pay someone to wait in line? Say you were in, say Colorado, you're in communist Colorado,
Okay.
and you need this burger. How much would you pay someone to wait in line? And you've never had a Shake Shack. What kind of, and
This
you,
is getting more convoluted of a question. I'm having difficulty following and envisioning myself in this scenario.
Someone has you up at
like-
gunpoint. You need this burger to get out of this conundrum.
It's like the plot of a movie.
and Colorado has become communist.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I guess, are there any circumstances that you would wait?
I think if I wanted something bad enough that was a 14-hour wait, I like my money enough, I would just do it myself. I don't think I'd pay anybody.
You would wait the 14. You'd bring a
If there was
chair?
anything that I wanted that badly, that was a 14-hour wait. Because I would just not, I'd be like, no.
I would
absolutely
wait.
not.
I would wait 14 hours for that turkey that you made last night, and I believe it did take 14 hours.
No, it took a long time. It was delicious. But now, well, let's get serious. I should have made people wait 14 hours to eat that turkey. Okay, but I don't think. I think the burger owners. I'm more pissed if I'm making a good burger in the Colorado area, and people are waiting 14 hours.
For In-N-Out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
out
I
there
agree.
slanging burgers. I'm like $7 right now, better than the $10, whatever you're charging, you know?
I mean, this isn't in like Denver. I don't know these cities. It was Aurora and Colorado Springs. You're the most well-traveled. Have you ever been to either of these places,
I
Brian?
believe I've been to Colorado Springs. I know Colorado Springs is the military base outside of there where they get a lot of
Like,
alien
how
activity.
populated are these areas?
No, Colorado Springs isn't the most populated, but there's a lot of rural, small cities, like little village type areas around there.
Aurora was in the news about 8 or 7 years ago for a pretty major school shooting.
Yes, that is correct. That is absolutely correct. Was that the Batman? Was that the guy during the Batman?
It was around that, yeah, but
I believe was that the guy that went into the theater? That's
yeah, the movie theater shooting, yeah, exactly.
yeah, I believe so.
Yep.
Very good. So maybe In-N-Out has been protesting these areas for that long, and they just have a lot of repressed burger hunger. I think it's crazy because there's so many. It's hard. It's harder to make a bad. It's easy to make a bad burger, but it's harder to bill yourself. Like if you bill yourself as a good burger, it's hard to fuck that up, right? If you think you're a good burger, you need some nice meat, some nice bread, few condiments, boom. Maybe not even a condiment. If it's your bread and meat is that good, throw some cheese. Done. That's all you need.
Brian's burger recipe.
I got burger. I got
Did we just learn
burger.
how to make a burger?
I got ham and I got cheeseburger.
Next, we're gonna see a cooking channel from you.
Well, there's a very. Yeah, there will. I can't announce it yet because I don't have the item. But we may have a wonderful new sponsor to the
wow.
show. Well, yes, and a very amazing new sponsor.
I just want to point out the Aurora Police Department's announcement about the traffic because
Yes, let's
it
hear it.
is wonderful. So they say it's official. Traffic is double animal style right now around the mall.
See,
Oh, wow.
it's easy to get someone good to work your social media.
And they also said, be patient and kind. Maybe support another local eatery today and In-N-Out another day.
You know,
That's really nice.
Not only
Kudos to the Aurora Police Department.
do I share those sentiments, I have to say, if you do go to In-N-Out, you got to get an animal style. Their pickles are too sweet. If there's a pickle. I say no pickles. I don't like their pickles, but whatever. It's it's
the whole
fine.
pickle family.
It's fine, but there's better burgers. What you got, Dr. Abby?
Okay, so this is a story that people have probably seen if they pay attention to their mainstream news outlets. But the Iranian nuclear program head, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, has been assassinated.
This was crazy.
Wow.
So I think this news came out today that there was an explosion and he was determined dead in the hospital, and a lot of fingers have been pointing to Israel at trying to get some business taken care of before Trump goes out of office, before mild-mannered Biden comes in.
Well, yeah, I mean, Israel knows that, I mean, Trump has made it very clear he ain't going to punish the Middle East for doing anything. Like, they do whatever they want.
Well, especially
No problem.
Israel.
Well, especially Israel.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the Saudis murdered someone, literally an American journalist, and Trump was like, we're not going to give up the $1 million contracts. It's like, let's just forget about it.
Yeah, and then there's, I think Netanyahu like was just in Saudi Arabia meeting with them.
Yeah, I mean,
so they're clearly making some dealings against Iran together, I think. They're in cahoots.
you know, being a politician in the Middle East is a tough proposition. Like, I don't.
Being a human in the Middle East is a tough.
Yeah, it's
proposition.
a tough. Yeah, being a human in the Middle East is a tough proposition. But being a politician, my goodness, is a tough thing. But this was supposed to be. This was supposed to be like a real assassination. Cars pull up all around the car, and look at it. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen right here, and they just light the car up.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, it's like that. I don't know if there's any solution to war, but politics is such a dicey game.
Oh,
you know, and these people, they have made it clear, like, don't get me wrong, the U.S. has assassinated plenty of people, but we at least try to be sneaky about it. All right? These countries, and including Russia, they literally give zero fucks in how they assassinate people. Like,
it's broad daylight.
Broad daylight, poison them with
the same poison that they used on like the other obvious object.
They like just pull up around, light him up. Literally, they put an Israeli flag on his chest. No, I'm just kidding.
They fucking film a YouTube video.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a tough proposition being a scientist. I mean, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, and especially with families. But man, it's like there's got to be a better way. I don't know how. I don't know how you try to instill peace in an area that's longer than our minds could ever fathom time. Like, has existed. They have been fighting in that region of the world. You know, so it's like, it's hard to change that much history. It's real hard when you get stuck in your ways. Like.
Yeah. Ever since the Sumerians, stole an apple from the Mesopotamians, it's just been going forever.
I don't know if that was the initial crime, but
sounds reasonable.
Sounds totally like why someone would chop off another man's arm.
I mean, I recently discovered that Iran still stones women in public. And so I'm sort of
have any of them done anything to deserve it?
I am not going to answer that question.
Let's hear the other side of the story.
I don't think so.
Let's hear the stone side.
Yeah, it's like, hold on. Like, I want to get that's why we give you all the story here. This isn't right or left. We give you everything. We give you full circle. Full circle.
All sides.
Pandemic is roaring. LA's about to get locked down. You need to get your news somewhere. I mean, are people even wearing masks in any of these news stories? God.
Nary a mask to be seen.
Nary a mask to be seen. What you got, doctor?
Okay, so Politico recently published a very in-depth look at the marijuana industry in Oklahoma and a lot of the ins and outs of the economic approach. And I think it's pretty interesting how Oklahoma is doing it because they're calling it an actual free market weed utopia because of the low amount of regulation, the unlimited number of licenses. And it was actually really interesting to read through this because of the way that they're doing it like that. It's the illegal market has gone way down, whereas we don't see that in places like California where the illegal trade is still fairly rampant because of the limitations of licenses, the heavy regulation on farming in California. And in Oklahoma, you don't have a lot of those regulations. And so now it's actually too crowded in the market.
Wow.
And so it's gotten so boomy, like the poke shop surge and boozy seltzers, too many competitors that can't sustain. That's what's happening with the weed market in Oklahoma.
Well, see, this is the thing. Like, they're good. I know this firsthand from some people in the weed industry that they have been traveling to Oklahoma and that the market is booming. Like, I know this. I put this story in firsthand because I know it to be firsthandly true. Look at the picture of this guy. Like, I love anyone who stands by their marijuana plants so proud. Like, I like that. No, I mean, that's a proud farmer. And no, I mean, it's a plant. You know, I mean, very few people get hurt by this plant if it's regulated. I mean, now that it's legal, but I totally have been partaking in marijuana, and I believe it does. It helps me calm down a little bit. It helps, it's a lot better than any type of prescription drug. And I know Oklahoma for a long time, a lot of heroin ran rampant, methamphetamine, all this stuff. It helps diminish that. Now, the problem with marijuana regulation is it's got to be federally clear because they're going to be growing a lot of plants and they got to sell them within the state's borders, okay? And they're not going to be able to do that. And these farmers are going to have to get money. And they get that money by moving this stuff out of state. And that's the illegal part. And that's where it gets dicey. And that's why I hate the way the laws are, but I hope Kamala and Biden decriminalize it, just deschedule it, just put one schedule down, right?
Well, I think that I read that they're going to put up a legalization bill before the end of the year to Congress.
Oh, so it would happen before?
I think it could even happen before. And I think with the economy, how it is, there's going to be so much more. And because so many places in the States, if you scroll down, there's a map of all the places that it's either medical or recreational legal. And it's a wave through the country. And I think that there's so much push to legalize it. And I think that economically, with the pandemic, I think it has much more momentum now.
I'm all for. I just hate. I hate to think of the prospect though of like William Morris or
Sure.
Or any one of these giant conglomerate corporations, because I don't even know if William Morris is William Morris anymore. Whatever that company now is, they come in and they just buy a bunch of this stuff up and they Disneyland the marijuana sales, so you're just buying Marlboro Greens or whatever, and then it's just as, you know, they're using the same kind of horrible chemicals or, you know.
Well, I think to the, you know, there's so many different farms that sure, even if a big conglomerate gets in the game like that, you'll still have availability of other more natural products. You know, just even if that becomes more nationalized. And I think that this will really help the push even in some states that haven't passed recreational laws, because I know in New York, the big holdup with passing recreational legalization is that a lot of lawmakers wanted to overturn and let out people who were in prison for marijuana crimes. And that became a stopping point because legislators didn't want to like look not tough on crime if they agreed to it, and so they couldn't reach a deal.
Yeah, see, there's so much red tape in politics to actually make things happen, to actually get progress. And a lot of this stuff, it's not progress. It's just changing antiquated laws. It's really, I don't necessarily even count that as progress other than just catching up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the reasons behind these laws are just fear-mongering and bad science.
Oh, yeah, back when they thought that reefer made you crazy.
Yeah, like the whole reefer madness thing and all that propaganda is just undoing damage that, you know, old white men have done.
Yeah, my dad thinks that marijuana is terrible. Like, if he knew I got high, he would freak out.
Shh, really?
He's watching right now.
I don't know if my dad watches the Brian Moreno Show. He probably gets turned off when Brian says the F word.
Well, so does my mother, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But well, I mean, I guess I can understand that because there are a lot of people who frown upon it highly for no other reason than the social dogmas and the stigmas.
Well, it's old propaganda.
It's all stigma, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like, you know, it's a fact like, smoke some weed, the brain on drugs, like the frying the egg on a
mean-
pan.
Yeah.
Like they beat you down with that stuff in the 80s.
I mean,
I remember
alcohol
that.
is
That commercial was
so
so
much
crazy.
worse for you.
And it just said your brain on drugs. It's like, what drugs, dude? Any drug I take, my brain starts frying. You take 2 aspirin,
Yeah.
and your brain is fucking frying eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
And it's just like they're burning the egg, and me as a cook, a young aspiring cook, I'm like, get it on, flip it.
I mean, I think it's ridiculous
Poach
that
it, do something.
tobacco and alcohol are legal, which are actually kill people.
Yeah,
Actually kill people. Like liver transplants, lung cancer, marijuana doesn't do any of that shit.
Yeah, marijuana gets you so
It
stoned
makes
that
you
you can't.
sleepy and snacky. Like, okay, go take a nap. You don't need a new liver. Congratulations.
You know, I think it's absolutely, it's very interesting the way things have changed, because I remember for years and years when I was young, my father would constantly be like, man, I've heard they've going to legalize weed since the 60s. It's never going to happen. And then now when you actually see it happen, it's like, fuck, it's been 60 years?
Yeah,
Like literally 60 years to get just a plant legalized that just because of tax dollars. You know, and it's not because like things are so progressive. It's just that a lot of the old guard eventually die off. You know, and trust me, getting old sucks. I'm getting rusty in my bones. But there is a reason why people the old just got to go, because you got to get rid of some of that old stigma and some of the old shit.
And that's why I think COVID is here to kill all the old people. And we should let it run. Just kidding.
Distance myself from that opinion.
Well, Dr. Hydrate, what you got for us next?
Okay, so I find this article headline a little misleading, but we'll break it down. So there's a report that's some research from the Medical University of South Carolina that's going to be presented at the upcoming 2020 meeting of the Radiological Society of North America about how anxiety can speed up development of Alzheimer's disease. But I just want to make a note. They looked at, imaging studies and self-reported questionnaires on anxiety for people who were already diagnosed with some level of cognitive impairment. And anxiety alone was a marker for faster progression to Alzheimer's disease. And so it's not clear whether it's anxiety itself that could promote progression to dementia, or if the anxiety is a marker for maybe more rapidly progressing disease itself, right? If you know that you're declining faster, you may develop more anxiety about your condition,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of circular, right?
Yeah, so correlation does not mean causation. I just want to emphasize that as a scientist.
You know, and I recently was watching, I don't know what it was about Alzheimer's, or there was a something, but they were saying that people they've actually found that some people are just resistant to it. Like they'll actually scan it and see it in the brain, and when they see that, they're like, oh, if you don't have it, you're about to get it. And then some people are just resistant, and they still don't know why. There's just so little that they understand about the brain. And that's why I wanted to hear what your thoughts on this story, because the story seemed scammy to me. I didn't know where or how, because I'd recently watched something that shows the correlation and causation of Alzheimer's is so not understood.
Sure.
Like it's totally they have very little idea, and there's even a new term for something that's not even Alzheimer's. It's a new acronym or something for something else that they found that may be something else that people have, and it's not
Very
Alzheimer's.
vague.
Well, I think it's like...
Well, so is my medical degree does come from the University of Somalia. Okay? Just be clear.
Poor Somalia.
I also think that being anxious is just going to make anything you have worse. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a broken leg and you're super anxious, it's going to take a long time to heal, right?
Well, again, this was another issue that I would have with this article is that I believe, and this is something that isn't exactly quantifiable, and this would be another pseudoscience that I prescribe to, but your vibration, like your personal level of,
like your chi,
of chi, but yes, we all vibrate at different frequencies, I believe. Slightly different, and some of it is based on experience. It's based on upbringing. It's based on hardwiring. There's so many factors. It's not just one thing or another. But I believe if you vibrate at what would be considered an anxiety-ridden level, it's going to cause more maladies.
Oh yeah.
Than anything else. So maybe it's not Alzheimer's, but you're going to get anxiety in its purest form is not going to do you any good.
Well, yeah, there's so many people that, have you seen them? They just like, so many bad things just happen to them. They're like, oh, something bad's going to happen. Something bad's going to happen. And then it just happens.
Yeah, and well, totally. But you have to understand that bad is going to happen, but good is also going to happen.
Yeah.
And you can't put too much, things are never as good as they seem. Things are never as bad as they seem. It's us that put these weights on these things. And when it's not that I don't get anxiety. It's that I try to prepare to a level where I have not only an utmost confidence in myself that I know that if I don't figure it out, I have good enough people around me that are going to help me figure it out. And I think that's something, the lessons to avoid anxiety are not widely as preached. And that is something that I try to preach a little more. And that's why when I saw this article, I was like, it's not only seems scammy to me, it doesn't let you know that if you just take a minute to take an extra fucking breath when you do feel anxiety, you'll probably increase your just in through the nose, out through the mouth. That was not a good breath. But no. And if you just do that, then maybe you'll get less Alzheimer's. It's this kind of fear-mongering type of article that a pseudoscience person like myself sees how there's something wrong, and I just don't know what.
A lot of medical news is written like that. Flashy, overhyping, relationships.
Just to scare you.
Yeah, well, because it's all the clickbait.
It's clickbait, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I'm very happy we have an actual doctor in the studio that can break down some of this stuff, because my medical license, I'm not allowed to practice in this country, but I can speak.
But he does anyway.
If you know the right websites, right? If you know where to look. What do you got, doctor?
Okay, a little conspiracy. Whatchamacallit, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but maybe there is a conspiracy in this next story that we're going to get into. There was a murder of a bishop in the Coptic Christian priesthood in Egypt 2 years ago in 2018, and 2 monks were suspected, and it seems like there has been a big push to get them quickly convicted, and some human rights activists have been trying to expose what's been going on, because it seems like Egyptian security agents interrogated these 2 monks in connection with the crime by beating them and electrocuting them into making confessions.
Yeah, this is crazy,
and
right?
Long story short, it seems like some suspect that the church was worried about the spotlight being put on them and some misdeeds within the church being exposed, and so they went along with trying to get this all under the rug.
Swipey sweep. Now,
yeah,
I read this article twice to even understand.
Yeah, me too. I had to go through it a few times.
Yeah, this is okay. Now the church is located where?
I think in Cairo.
And what religion is it?
This is Coptic Christians.
And what is that?
That's an Egyptian branch. I knew a Coptic Christian in my training.
I wasn't sure what a lot of these words were.
So let's
They own in and out.
Okay, I'm going to read the Wikipedia about the Coptic Orthodox Church.
Yes.
It's an Oriental Orthodox Christian church based in Egypt.
Sounds fancy.
They have their own pope called the Coptic Pope.
Ooh, sounds cool.
The church follows the Alexandrian rite for its liturgy, prayer, and devotional patrimony. 10 million members worldwide. It's Egypt's largest Christian denomination.
Okay, now I'm gonna pull up the Coptic Pope. He's on the screen right now.
Oh, this guy looks like a fucking
This guy looks like he'd okay a murder.
dude. He looks like I've never seen like an ethnic pope before.
Yeah, like look at that, and look, he's standing next to the real Pope. The real Pope looks so unimpressed by his outfit.
Dude.
It's like, look at this guy. You come here
Very flashy.
dressed like that? I'm the real Pope. Right?
He's the OG Pope.
Yeah. I'm the, oh man, like
Yeah, he definitely has a music video or something.
like that, like this guy's no joke. I mean,
Dude.
yeah, look at that.
I
mean,
never knew that I had a life goal until I saw this picture.
Wow.
Coptic Pope.
Yeah. I didn't even know this was
Tough
open.
goal.
Yeah, that's why I say we try to bring you news from the world here. This is
Wow,
very
dude, fuck the BBC.
Yeah, no, I read everything.
PMS.
I read everything. The Coptic Pope. Now, okay, doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the big differences between Copticism and Catholicism?
I would have to spend some
Right? Am I
time
correct
reading
in my
Copticism?
Copticism? Yeah, right. Because these guys, you don't get to wear that hat. Look, I'm pulling it up again. You don't get to dress like that without doing something screwed up. And I almost said yeah.
So I think that they were originally rivals with Greek Orthodox.
Oh man. So yeah, they're closer to Jew than Catholic, or not.
Greek Orthodox.
But are they?
another-
Well, no. I'm saying are the Coptics closer to Jews than Like I don't know.
What?
Than a Greek Orthodox. Like
I don't know how to answer that.
I don't know how to ask it. Let me be clear. I read this article twice to try to figure out, and I didn't want to get too informed because I didn't want my mind
Fell
to be.
asleep.
I had read enough.
A little nappy.
I had it's a little nappy. A little nappy. But look at his outfit. Like when I saw this, I was so impressed.
Dude.
I was so.
It's very.
But they got the cross, and look, he's on his head rest right there. Look at
I
that.
don't know where he can fit more gold. Like he should be getting carried by
They call themselves
Very
the Christian. He's got
ostentatious.
tint to his glasses. This guy's got tint on his glasses.
And actually,
What?
if you read
They're
about him, he's never
probably,
walked. He only gets carried.
Oh, they're the kind of the
Transitions.
The transition lenses. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great advertisement for the transition lens community, right?
Well, I don't know with the arranged murder and conspiracy
Okay,
cover-ups.
so
the
yes,
transition wants to
they're
associate with
saying, let's get this
Oh,
clear, that the Coptics okayed a murder.
that. Well, I didn't get that necessarily. I just think that they were okay with scapegoats.
That they're okay with these popes.
Yeah, with these bishops, monks being pushed through to conviction just to keep the spotlight
And
off
as
of
we
them.
know from John Brown books, that monks
are
are
evil.
Yeah, a lot of shit going on in the monk world.
I think you mean Dan Brown.
Dan Brown goes under ghostwriter John.
I recommend these monks to do some meditation instead of killing members of opposing
Well, one of
churches.
the monks admitted that he was a little sexually deviant, but he was like, that don't make me a murderer.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
Is that a category
great,
on Pornhub? Sorry.
great point. Totally forgot. One of the monks is like, I didn't do it. Right?
Well, I think they both said they didn't.
But
do
one
it.
of them's
They've both been sentenced to death, I just want to point out, which is messed up.
and they did what to who? So, like, let's get this clear. The monks, they're saying the
They're
monks.
accused of murdering a bishop by bludgeoning him with a metal pipe. And one of the interesting things
Not
was,
a stick, like a fucking metal.
Yeah, like
yeah,
these Coptics
but
do not
I think
fuck
the
around.
original medical examiner said that the wounds on the bishop's head were consistent with cuts from a knife, not a blunt instrument. And one witness said the morgue employees had told him that it was a sharp object because the cut was deep. And when that was raised up in court, he reneged and was like, "Oh wait, no, it's a pipe." So there's a lot of sketchy stuff going on in here.
This is real. This is real. Like I think religious, like some of the underworld of religion is so fascinating.
Oh yeah,
because it's so dark and it's so seedy.
Yep.
And it's like we all know that religion is the last stop for a scoundrel. We all know that. Like that's. I mean, I'm not saying all religious people are scoundrels, not in any way. But I am saying there are plenty of scoundrels within the religious community.
Sure. I mean, there's plenty of scoundrels
within
humanity.
every community.
Yeah.
I just think to actually hear about it and to put some of the light on it is, oh man, some of the stories, like, they break your heart, but they're newsworthy and they're fascinating and they make you really question a lot of things, which I am in the business of doing. That's my business, is making you question things and see things that were right in front of you. And these are one of those stories that I didn't even know about this particular sect, okay? And just to learn about it, and I think it's fascinating. Fascinating.
How much do you think his hat costs?
Oh, tons. He's not broke. He is not broke. Whoever is in this, they probably got to donate their life. Like money-wise, like, you're not just going to this church as a casual Coptic. There are very few cash cops.
I'm dabbling.
Yeah, I'm dabbling in Copticism.
A lot of assumptions flying around here.
Yeah, there are. And I would love to be proven wrong. I would love for this one to be like, I'd love to interview. Let's get a cash cop in the seat.
Yeah, where's the closest
the closest Coptics? I want to know some of the loosey-goosey parties that you go to.
Please subscribe and comment below.
Coptic parties are...
Subscribe and... I don't force people to subscribe. I hate that when YouTubers do that. And I'm not just I'm a shower. I'm a
showman?
A showman, yeah.
He's a showman and a shaman.
You subscribe at your own leisure, but you really should. Doctor, what you got?
So, Florida woman is in the news again.
Yes.
This time, a 22-year-old mother who forced her 2-year-old son to smoke from a marijuana vape so that he would sleep and eat better.
Look at her booking
has been
image.
arrested.
Look at this. This is crazy.
So Kiara Clarice is facing felony child neglect charges after her ex-girlfriend told the child's father about the situation. And I think some of the best details are about her lifestyle. So she was convicted last year of drunk driving, placed on probation, which she violated twice. She's facing trial on felony narcotics charge from a June 2017 arrest. She was busted with the father of her son after cops found 2 pounds of marijuana in their car, charged with possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell. She also works at Cheaters, a Cocoa Beach strip club. Cheaters. And she has left her child in the care of other people in her household who are known to drink excessive amounts of alcohol.
Oh my God.
The vape pen seems like the least of everything.
Yeah.
Why is that the headline?
Yeah. The ex-girlfriend said that all this girl wanted to do was party, drink, and work in the club. Cheaters.
Oh,
where is Cocoa Beach? Is that near Mar-a-Lago?
Cocoa Beach. I know I've heard of it. I don't remember. No.
I'm looking it up.
It's here in L.A.?
This is
Florida.
This is great. This is you're not doing anything for the stereotypes. Okay? But secondly, look at her. Look at the photo of her smiling.
She
should not be smiling that much.
Is that a mugshot?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the booking image from
What does booking image mean?
From Sure Getting Booked. From the
her eyebrows, if you look closely
from the
at
Brevard
the photo,
County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, she's got
So it's
I
near
wouldn't-
Orlando.
I wouldn't pay
where
money
we're
to
at.
see her naked.
No,
Would or would not?
No, would not. No. She would be one of the strippers that you would prefer to just keep it moving. It's fine. It's fine. You got to do what you got to do, but I prefer to.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's cute. Like, I'm just saying, as a woman. she's cute.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Got crazy eyes.
When you say cute, you're totally removing all externalities. Like you're saying she's cute based on the fact that she's got acceptable teeth, I guess.
She's got a cute little nose.
Wait, she works as a stripper and she's a mom?
Yeah, but that's fine. There's not.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, nothing
Are
wrong
there,
with that.
how many strippers are there that have babies? A lot.
Well, I would say
Plenty.
a lot.
Funny, and there's
lot.
absolutely nothing
I
wrong.
know Cardi B does.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What there's something. Okay, what age, doctor, is it acceptable to give your child a vape pen? Because she's getting in trouble for a vape pen, and it's like
Definitely not 2.
Oh, okay, but no, I'm just saying. Okay, that's obviously the straw that broke the camel's back. That was severely weighted down. Okay.
I would not recommend anyone smoke weed before the age of like 19, 20.
Which was about
Wow.
which was about my first, so that's fine.
Because your brain is developing in high school, and you should not be messing with mind-altering substances.
Sure.
until
Okay,
you're
now I was okay.
That's my recommendation.
Okay, that was my first question when I saw that. What age? What age? Because she's obviously
You
got.
should never. No parent should give their child a vape pen. That should be an independent decision. Number 1.
Okay, perfect. See, I'd like to hear this. Now, next, Richard, what do you think? What did your father or parents do as a child to calm you down? Because obviously she's just like, calm down, young man.
That sounds like verbatim what she said.
Go here, try my vape pen. Right? Okay, bad parenting, totally on board with the bad parenting. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, one must calm their children down. How?
I think the Baby Shark video works a lot better and is safer than the vape pen.
I mean, come on. People used to give kids heroin. They used to rub it in their gums.
That doesn't mean that this is okay. People used to put heads on a stake. I wouldn't take history as example, for goodness.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Okay, what's going to happen to a little baby? It's a vape. At least she
Why
didn't-
are you so curious when it's okay? I think it's
Well,
never
no,
okay.
just for my friends in Florida. If whoever,
So they
know?
asked specifically.
yeah, so if they need, they're like, okay,
How old?
like 8? No, I don't know. I don't know if this kid had much of a chance, okay? But I don't know if taking him away from his mother is the best thing or not. Like, I don't know. And that's...
I mean, I think that this is, a catch-22 for all situations of bad parenting, right? Are they better off? I think that if we had a system that really could care for children that are being neglected properly, then it would be an easier answer. But foster care is not good. I don't know what kind of family this kid has, somebody who can take him in, but obviously she's not doing the best job.
I don't know if any parent is doing the best job.
Sure, probably not.
I hate that was the part of the story that actually hurt because I don't want to see, because it's kind of a thing where hopefully you're learning as you go. Hopefully you're getting a little better from your mistakes.
The problem is with children is that the damage that you do when they're that young is so profound
well,
that you
and-
don't
and no,
really, you don't always get do-overs.
Well, you're absolutely right. And again, I try to present some of this news and in a very digestible fashion, and I look for solutions in some of it. It's like I feel bad for the kid because you get born and you can't choose your parents. You get born into this world. My parents could have been Jehovah's Witnesses. You get no say. Not that there's anything wrong with Jehovah's Witnesses, but it's just a different lifestyle.
You could have been a Coptic Christian.
I could have been a Coptic, right?
Casual.
I may be, and just I'm doing this big ruse, right? Right.
Oh, your mom is calling. Should you pick that up?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that parents do wrong. I just hope that this person gets it right in some way. Like, I understand someone like this shouldn't have kids, but they did. I can't change it. Like, I wish some people just practiced a little bit safer sex.
Well, I think maybe you get to a good point that maybe sex education and abstinence-only programs, I don't know what Florida does, but definitely a lot of the South, abstinence-only doesn't work.
It does not work.
So, maybe promoting better sex education and better health literacy throughout this country would be a good start so that people used protection better and made more informed family planning decisions. All these pregnancy places in the South where you go and they just talk you into not having an abortion when maybe, these kids aren't ready
I think
to
in
be
Florida,
bringing a human to the world.
Yeah, I think in Florida, your first kid should just be aborted no matter what.
Well, that's extreme.
Well,
Richard's always coming in with the extreme opinions.
Well, oh man, like, it's always to each his own, and you got to do what's best for you. But when you bring someone else into this world, you hope you learn from your mistakes. And the point of the reason I'm so open about my mistakes and my shortcomings and misgivings and giant errors is in the hopes that others can learn from them, right? And not have to repeat my same mistakes. And I believe we can all learn a little something from Kiara Clarissa. No, 22 years old in Florida. It's like, yeah, you got to be a little bit responsible. No one's going to be the perfect parent, but if you choose to bring a life in this world, you don't want to end up on the smoking gun as a Florida woman, ...
I actually can't imagine bringing a child into this world in good faith, knowing what I've seen and experienced.
Oh, man. Sometimes I want to. Sometimes I'm like, why would I even want to? Why?
Would you be okay if a kid had your life?
No, I would only bring a child into this world if I could have a better life than what I had, and I don't think I'm currently in a position to provide that.
Honestly, the last thing this planet needs is more humans.
Well, the pandemic, I'm sure there's going to be less births and and there's going to be a bit of a population deficit with this.
Well, Americans are not having replacement level reproduction.
Right now,
like our generation is not going to replace itself at this rate.
Yeah, and we don't know the good. I mean, Social Security's done. Medicare's done, right? Like, there's just not going to be enough to find. It's a crazy idea as is. You're not really doing math if you, but for that different plan to work. But that being said, just if you do bring a kid, be smarter, be better than your parents were, just because you owe it to the kid, and.
I didn't know the Brian Moreno Show had a child rearing aspect to it.
No, I have
life lessons all over.
Yeah, I have life lessons everywhere, and it's no other reason that I would prefer to people not make my same mistakes. And I have made so many mistakes, and a part of me is thankful that I am able to do this show right now, because I know if I had if things were different in my life, I wouldn't be able to. And I'm thankful that for so many things, and my parents, absolutely, even though how hard some of the lessons were, God rest my father's soul, going on his 4-year, RIP. But man, I got to tell you, my mother, she did her best, but nobody does perfect. And you get up from the mat and you learn how to recover. We got one more story. What you got, Doctor?
Okay, a dead man at a Kenya mortuary came back to life when they were trying to embalm him. So this gentleman collapsed at home and was brought to the hospital. And the nurse casually, maybe it was a Coptic casual, checked the patient over before declaring him dead. And the family took him to a mortuary, and the staff at the mortuary were going to cut into him to replace the blood with embalming
He looks
fluid.
totally fine.
And he was like, yo, bro, what you doing?
Dude, he's glowing. His
Yeah.
skin looks better than mine. Like, I mean, they pronounce him dead.
I mean, he doesn't look that good.
Yeah,
He's got
okay.
some wasting on his face, you know? Like,
Okay, is that what doctors call that? Wasting?
I mean,
Yeah.
he's not going to do a Maybelline commercial, but I
And-
mean, like, he's not dead.
And wasting means what?
Well, if you look, you see how it indents here, temporal wasting?
That's like a
That's
model
like
look.
a sign that you are not healthy.
Really?
Yeah,
Temporal
yeah.
wasting.
Temporal wasting.
Oh my
See how it's
god.
like, it looks kind of skeletal.
Yeah, like gaunt.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Cachectic is another term.
Cachectic.
Cachectic, when you kind of look like skin and bones.
So they were embalming him?
Well, they were getting ready to embalm him,
Okay.
and he was like, "Stop it!
No!
I'm
Stop.
alive, sir."
Wow, this is okay. So, doctor, tell me. Okay, how almost dead does someone have to be for you to pronounce them dead?
Well, I think it depends on.
Well, I hate this answer already.
So, you got. I don't know. It sounds like they didn't. They maybe casually took some vital signs, but like to declare someone dead in the hospital, like they got to have no blood pressure, like no heart sounds, no pulse, no like brainstem reflexes. Everything's got to be stopped.
Just ice cold.
I mean, temperature doesn't really. I mean, actually, you have to be normal temperature to be able to declare someone brain dead. So if somebody's too cold, you got to rewarm them.
Wow.
But that's brain dead.
And where was this?
Kenya.
In Kenya. Now,
So it depends on like what resources hospitals have, because I know some hospitals in Africa, like they got so little stuff, like you got to go across the street to the pharmacy and like buy the medications yourself and bring them over for them to administer.
do you know anything about Kenyan hospitals?
I do not.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Apparently, if you take a nap in the Kenyan hospital, they just pronounce you dead.
Yeah, like this guy might have been really tired.
Yeah. It's like, God, that
I feel
Thanksgiving
like
meal.
someone should at least have checked a pulse for more than
Depends how busy you
30
are.
seconds.
Just real quick. I don't feel anything.
Yeah, because like if he's looking very still, and then they're like, he's probably dead, and then the family is just. I think the family rushed him out is the other thing that the article said.
Well, we do have an overpopulation
'cause
problem. So.
His relatives presumed he was dead, did not even wait for certification of death. They were just like, whatever, let's get this
Okay,
over
so
with.
this has got to be one of those that it's been in the works.
Yeah, I mean, judging by his skeletal face, I would think that there's something going on where this was not surprising.
Wow, this is like I'm gonna pull him one more time on the screen. This guy, I mean, he doesn't look. That
Like,
looks.
scroll down to the other photo. Yeah, you see how
He
he's,
does
like,
not
all
look
wasted
the
here.
best
Yeah,
right
like,
there.
He's not healthy.
He's got a strong mustache, though.
Okay, now when he says come back to life, what life do you think he came back to? Like, because you always talk about quality of
I
living.
can't say what quality of life this man has from one photo.
Is he
That
happy?
is a big ass.
Yeah, is he?
I mean, he looks like he's staring into the light in this photo, so I don't know.
Wow, this is
I mean, I look like
happy
that.
Thanksgiving. Do you think he is a bigger believer or less believer in Thanksgiving now?
I don't think he knows what Thanksgiving is.
Oh, come on, Thanksgiving
But I think
world.
he's thankful to be alive and not embalmed.
Do you think more people in the world know Michael Jordan or Thanksgiving?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Michael
What?
Jordan is a worldwide celebrity. Thanksgiving is
Thanksgiving
an
is
American
a-
holiday and Canadian, different dates.
But it's known worldwide.
I think people pay less attention to certain American traditions than you think.
Yeah.
Well, Thanksgiving though?
Yeah, no, I don't think a lot.
Yeah,
of
I was
people
talking to
know
my
this.
friend in Singapore, and I was asking her, "Hey, do you know about Thanksgiving. She's like, oh, she's like, oh, the expats, I think they do something like that. So
Yeah, like people pay no attention, but Michael Jordan people pay attention to.
What? Okay, so what American holiday
Christmas.
is...
Michael Jordan
That's
Day.
That's a Catholic holiday.
Well, it's actually a Christian holiday,
Well,
not necessarily Catholic.
Sure. Correct. That's a Chris. So,
But I think that people associate probably big Christmas with America. Maybe July 4th is more, I don't
the
know.
4th of July
That's
closer
America,
to
yeah.
Michael Jordan
Yeah.
than Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah. Thanksgiving ain't as big as you think it is, dude.
I mean, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, so I hate to hate on it, but I gotta agree with the Sarvate.
Yeah.
He served up.
I
that
was
one.
in
Style.
The
I was in
Sarvate.
Bangkok for Christmas last year, right? Bangkok, something like that. I believe. And it wasn't that big of a deal, but not that this.
But I think American Christmas movies are so big, people probably associate Christmas with America.
Home Alone.
Yeah, and Die Hard.
Who was this in the story? This was the Russian.
That was one of the Russians before
That
taking a shot of
Russian
sanitizer.
Russian
the
methanol
sand.
party.
The
Sarvate will be having a methanol Christmas party.
I love to end on a bang. And I got to tell you, like right now, I'm going to think about this. Like this is I don't know, like who or what holiday is as popular as Michael Jordan. But I know I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I tell you that much. This has been another one of those news shows. I have to say, I get so impressed every time, with this show, because I really feel like we deliver something that is needed, and I am better for it. And I hope the audience is. Richard, are you more knowledgeable?
This is the only place I get news from, man. I am so excited to pretend like I know what's going on now.
Doctor, thoughts?
I always leave a little confused and bewildered, but it just shows that you never stop learning.
No, you don't. And, to bewilder Dr. Abby, I think is a step in the right direction, because she works to clear the bewilderment, and it's to the betterment of all of us.
What's interesting about the show is I always leave with a very specific cross-section of knowledge that the rest of the world has. So I'm out of the loop on like huge things, but like very in the know on like hand sanitizer in Russia.
This has been the Brian Moreno Show, the Thanksgiving Gobble Gobble News Edition. Thank you all for joining us.